10 weeks. That is the amount of time we have until graduation. 10 weeks. That is the amount of time we have until almost everything in our lives changes. I don't know about you, but that thought really scared me. So for my inquiry project, I decided to study the concept of goodbyes. Now, goodbyes can be as large as moving across continents or as small as subtly altering a friend group. But the questions I had were how to cope with those you love and find comfort in leaving you, and how to cope with leaving those you find love and comfort in. The first book I looked at was Of Mice and Men. In this book, we follow two immigrant workers, George and Lenny, who share a strong companionship. Lenny finds hope, wisdom in George, and George finds hope in the American dream in Lenny. The major goodbye in this book takes place when George shoots Lenny. My other book was The Book Thief. In this book, set in World War II, we witness a young girl grow from childhood to adulthood, all through the eyes of death. And we really focus on their three meetings when he takes two friends from her and eventually takes her own life. These books are really similar in that both of the goodbyes came in the form of death, but they sharply contrasted in that George had control of his situation. He said goodbye to Lenny when he pulled that trigger. While in The Book Thief, Lysel had no control. People were constantly being taken from her in war. The other sources I looked at were the painting The Cliff Jumper and the movie White Bird in the Blizzard. In Cliff Jumper, you kind of see the three stages of goodbyes: the initial thrill, the confusion and free fall, and then the finding of one's feet. This is reflected in all the sources, including White Bird, which features a 17-year-old girl trying to cope with the inexplicable disappearance of her mother. What all these sources kind of taught me was that in order to grow, sometimes you have to leave people behind. This was a really scary thought, but by always sticking with those people we have comfort with, we're kind of sitting in the cage, and that needs to be opened for us to be able to leave. I also learned from all the sources that in that departure, it is going to be painful and full of raw emotion, and it's really easy to fall victim to that emotion. But by finding hobbies and interests, like stealing books and writing, you can find a sort of crutch to help you through it. The most surprising thing was how short goodbyes are. In my head, I had made out graduation as this huge ordeal that was going to be life-changing. But really, graduation is a sentence on a page in a chapter, and pre-graduation and post-graduation make up our lives. With this change in perspective, I'm able to feel hopeful for the future. Although in 10 weeks, I'm going to be leaving everything I find love and comfort in behind, it also means for the first time I'll be an individual and be able to go on unimaginable adventures, which leaves me ready